Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about control of enzyme degradation, that is ubiquitin proteasome pathway. In animals, many proteins are degraded by the ubiquitin proteasome pathway. Ubiquitin is a small 7S residue protein. That is highly conserved among eukaryotes. Proteins requiring degradation are targeted to the proteasome by a process called ubiquitination. So, proteins requiring degradation are targeted to the proteasome by a process called ubiquitination. That is a process in which there is covalent attachment of one or more ubiquitin molecules to the target proteins. For example, if this is the target protein and this is ubiquitin, this ubiquitin can bind to the targeted protein at the lysyl residue. If this is the lysyl residue in the target protein, this ubiquitin can bind to the lysyl residue. So, we will get the ubiquitinated protein. That is the process. Then we will see the mechanism of ubiquitination. Mainly three enzymes are there in the process of ubiquitination. First enzyme is ubiquitin activating enzyme, that is E1. Activating enzyme or E1. This E1, the carboxyl end of ubiquitin, this carboxyl end of the COOH group of ubiquitin is linked to the E1 enzyme, that is ubiquitin activating enzyme through thiester bond. Thioester bond. This step is energy dependent and so it needs ATP. So, first step in ubiquitination is carboxyl end of ubiquitin is linked to the E1 enzyme through thioester bond. This is energy dependent process and it requires ATP. Then second step, that is second enzyme is ubiquitin conjugating enzyme, that is E2. Ubiquitin conjugating enzyme. So, this activated ubiquitin is transferred to cysteine residue in E2 and E1SH is released. So, this activated ubiquitin is transferred to the cysteine residue of E2 and form E2SCO ubiquitin. So, here it is thioester bond between E2 and the ubiquitin. Then third enzyme is E3, that is ubiquitin ligase enzyme or E3 ligase, ubiquitin ligase enzyme. This enzyme transfer ubiquitin from E2 to the target protein. This is the target protein. So, this E3 ligase transfer the ubiquitin from this E2 to the target protein. That is E3 ligases attach ubiquitin to the side chain amino group of lysyl residue. This is the lysyl residue in the target protein. So, E3 transfers ubiquitin from E2 to the target protein, that is to the lysyl residue. So, we will get ubiquitinated protein. This ubiquitinated protein, ubiquitinated proteins can be monoubiquitinated or multi-ubiquitinated or maybe polyubiquitinated. Then, so we got the ubiquitinated protein. For the degradation of this ubiquitinated protein, we need proteasome. So, what is proteasome? The proteasome comprises of more than 30 polypeptide chains, polypeptide subunits, which are arranged in the form of a hollow cylinder, and it is a 26S proteasome. It is a 26S proteasome. This is proteasome. In proteasome structure, there is two alpha rings. There is two alpha rings and two beta rings. These beta rings are sandwiched between these alpha rings. So, this forms, these alpha rings and beta rings together forms 20S proteasome. Then to the 20S proteasome, 19S caps. This is 19S cap. This one is also 19S cap. To the 20S proteasome, 19S cap is attached to either one or two of the alpha units. And this complete structure is called as 26S proteasome. So proteasome consists of 2 alpha and 2 beta. Beta rings are sandwiched between these alpha rings. So this together forms 20S proteasome. To the 20S proteasome, 19S cap is attached to one or two of the alpha rings, and this whole structure is called as 26S proteasome. So for the degradation of ubiquitinated protein, we need proteasomes. So the next step in protein degradation is recognition, and the target protein is recognized by the 19S cap. This targeted protein is recognized by the 19S cap, and it is bind to the ubiquitinated protein. This 19S cap bind to the ubiquitinated protein, that is, it will bind. This ubiquitinated protein is bind here, and ubiquitin, it will bind to the 19S cap. Then we can recycle back the ubiquitin, and the protein is degraded to peptides, short peptides. So this is the mechanism of ubiquitination. So this ubiquitin proteasome pathway is responsible for the regulated degradation of selected cellular proteins, for example cyclins, selected cellular proteins, for example cyclins, in response to specific signals, and for the removal of defective or aberrant protein species. It is for the removal of defective or aberrant protein species. Recognition by proteolytic enzymes can be regulated by covalent modifications such as phosphorylation, binding of substrates, or allosteric effectors, or association with oligonucleotides or other proteins. The clinical significance of this ubiquitination process is dysfunctions of the ubiquitin proteasome pathway contribute to accumulation of aberrantly folded protein species. These are characteristic of several neurodegenerative diseases. So this is about ubiquitin proteasome pathway. This is today's topic. Thank you for watching.